are?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but we can find out by using the official D&D accessory #1, the Shady Inn. Let's check it out, okay, Ender?
Okay.
Thank you for clicking on the video, and here on our Mimic, we are going to go over another vintage TSR product for Dungeons & Dragons. This time is AC1, the Shady Inn. As you can see under the subtitle here, it has multiple pre-generated characters. There's over 100, but the thing that makes this very interesting is it contains stats for the old toy line published by LJN. So that includes characters like Strongheart and Elkhorn, but also Warduke. So we'll check out the full stats within here. This was published by TSR in 1983 and has a cover here by Carl Smith and interior artwork by Jim Holloway. Another cool thing about this accessory is it contains actually a playmat for the entire inn. I'll show you that in a bit. Welcome to the channel where we munch on multiple nerdy things from board games to Dungeons & Dragons, comic books to toys, video games on Saturdays, and gamer snacks on Sundays. We also do monthly giveaways, and this is our current giveaway for the marvelous month of March. It is a pile of 20 plus What If comics, including issue number 50, and a nice foil cover. So how cool is that? If you want to learn how to win this awesome prize, I'll put a link down below. If you're watching this in the future, I'm sorry you missed out. You could click our main channel page for our current giveaway. And if you enjoyed the video you're about to see, hopefully you consider hitting that like and subscribe. It's free to you and it helps us out on the channel. Thank you for watching. So let's get the accessory out of the protective bag and board. And we'll do 100% flip through of this accessory. And I'm filming this in 4K. You can check it out along with me. I guess let's flip it to the back here. And of course, it's gonna have a little description of what it's about. Let me draw your eyes down to the bottom here though. The Shady Inn also contains the D&D game stats for those special characters who are presented by figures in the D&D and AD&D toy line and provides a tavern setting from which players may start adventures or gather party members. All right, so let's take a look inside here. And of course, we're gonna have our booklet here, and it's gonna be organized by character classes. The special characters are gonna be the toy figure characters, and then parties that might frequent and visit the Shady Inn. Before we do that, let's take a look at the inn itself. You can see that this is actually upside down, but it's not a misprint because this actually folds out. And I think it's the only module cover I know that does so. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to bring the camera out just to show you this. So let me zoom out here, and you can see it is a grid play mat, basically 1 inch wide. So you could put miniatures on top of this mat. And that's why mine looks pretty worn down. I did use this for other things, and play mats back in the day were a little hard to come by. So this was a very cool accessory just to have, I guess, a adventure start in an inn. How classic is that? On the flip side, let's see, I think it's just the bedroom floors upstairs. There you go. All right, so let me reset the camera here. But I think that's a pretty cool thing that they did create. But this is pretty beat up. All right, now we're gonna dive into the booklet itself. Now the first several pages will probably be a little bit boring, as it will just contain random characters. I looked through this again to see if there were any Easter eggs. I don't believe there are. They could have taken the opportunity to make a pun on some famous characters. I don't really see them doing that here. If you notice any, you can leave a comment down below about it, but maybe they try to avoid that to avoid the legality of it, as this was in the 80s and TSR was already on the defensive, hiring a lot of psychologists trying to defend themselves from the accusation of having Satanism being associated with their products. So I didn't think they wanted any more legal problems. So they kept this pretty clean. All right, so you can see how The stats are organized by their number, by their title or the name of the character, the stats here, what the person wears, and a physical description. The main quibble I have about this is I wish the level was actually in the front, or at least the armor class and all this other stuff, and maybe the attributes were at the bottom. That would be my main complaint about this accessory. You can see there is interior artwork by Jim Holloway, and you can see how he drew a group, and then we have the little numbers associated for each one that he depicted. So rather than drawing each character separately in their own panel. All right, but very interesting way to solve depicting all of these characters. Let's go through a little bit more. These are the thieves. So some of them have magical equipment, some do not. They vary from level 1 through 10, I believe, or actually this one goes up to 11, level 11. Group of elves here. Halflings. All right, now we've reached the section for the special characters. All the characters listed in this special section have figures in the D&D or AD&D toy line. The statistics given here are for the D&D line and may be different from the AD&D statistics given. I'm not sure what this line is referencing to. Maybe there are different stats in a different source I'm not aware of. There is stats for these characters in a module, but that is a standard D&D BECMI adventure. It's not a AD&D adventure. So I'm not sure what this is referencing to. If someone knows, please drop me a comment. I'd be very interested to look into this. Maybe it was in Dragon Magazine, but if it was, I missed it or don't recall it. Okay, so let's take a look. A lot of these characters I do not know, as I never collected this toy line when I was growing up, as I was more gravitated to the animated cartoon series. But the first one we have here is a cleric, and then we got the Figgin, the halfling, and we got Perale, the elf. Let's turn the page, and you can see Holloway's depiction here, Strongheart and Elkhorn. So here is Elkhorn. He's probably one of the more famous characters, and he is a level 7 fighter. Strongheart, he is a level 10 paladin. Now we got some of the evil characters, and probably the most notable here is Zarok, right? He's depicted here, and Kalek, as well as Warduke. So Zarok, he is a thief. He's only level 5. That is much lower than I thought he would be. We'll flip the page here. You can see Kalek, the sorcerer here. He is only level 7. And we have Warduke, who is only level 8. So Warduke, he has plate mail, he has a broadsword, +1, flames on command. Warduke wears a suit of half chain and black winged helmet. His shield bears the sign of a demon's head. He was an old friend of Strongheart, good paladin, but now the two are enemies. Both were exposed to the Heartstone, and Warduke's cruel nature was brought out while Strongheart's just nature became stronger. Warduke is a friend of Scala's and wears a demon device like hers. These two plan to overthrow Kalek once all good fighters are beaten. Warduke captured an evil nightmare for his mount, and it frightens many of his enemies. Warduke especially hates Strongheart, who he feels wastes his time protecting the weak and helpless. A true fighter, Warduke feels, makes himself rich and powerful by the strength of his sword arm. He takes what he can. If you would keep your possessions, kill those who seek to take them. He calls his sword Nightwind. So you can see there is a little bit of more backstory to some of these other characters that you may not have been aware of. The last couple pages is just devoted to some of the description of the inn, like the cook and stuff. Here is a list of some party members that might visit. So if you have a lack of imagination, what party might visit this inn, well, it is fleshed out here for you. Okay, so you can see this is a little bit beaten up. All right, so that has been a very quick look at this D&D accessory, the Shady Inn, which contains, as we just showed you, the stats for the LJN toy line. So pretty interesting to see. I think the most surprising thing is a lot of those characters are much weaker than I thought, especially the thief, Zerat. I thought he was much more powerful as an assassin, but maybe that's why he always got defeated in the stories. Regardless, thanks for watching, everyone. Your time is always appreciated. Keep on adventuring out there.